Can a man's unshakable search for truth take him across continents and through incredible challenges to find his ultimate faith? How far would you go if your soul was restless and no tradition or comfort of home could satisfy your thirst for the truth? This is the amazing journey of Salman al Farsi, a man whose quest for spiritual fulfillment knew no limits. Let us find out more in today's video. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, Naseeha Studio. In this video, we will be talking about the story of Salman al Farsi. Early life in Persia. Salman al Farsi was born in the village of Jayan in the Persian Empire. His father was the chief of the village and a devout follower of the ancient fire worship rituals. From a young age, Salman was raised in this tradition, participating in the rituals and respecting the sacred fire that his people worshipped. Despite his upbringing, Salman felt an insatiable yearning for a deeper truth. As a young man, Salman dutifully performed the ceremonies and followed the practices of his father's faith. However, he often found himself questioning the beliefs he had been taught. The rituals and traditions of fire worship did not satisfy his inner longing for spiritual fulfillment. He felt a restlessness within his soul, a desire to seek a truth that resonated more deeply. One day, Salman heard about a group of Christians in Syria who spoke of a different God. Their teachings intrigued him, and he felt a strong pull to learn more about their faith. Despite his father's insistence on adhering to their ancestral traditions, Salman decided that he must pursue this new path. He believed that the quest for truth was greater than the comfort of following familiar traditions, and he resolved to leave his home and seek out the Christians in Syria. Journey to Syria. Determined to find the truth, Salman al Farsi left his home in Persia and embarked on a long and arduous journey to Syria. His path was fraught with challenges, but his resolve never wavered. The desire to discover a deeper spiritual truth drove him forward, despite the many obstacles he faced along the way. Upon arriving in Syria, Salman was welcomed by a Christian monk. The monk was kind and offered Salman guidance and knowledge about Christianity. Salman immersed himself in the teachings of this new faith, eager to learn and understand. He spent years in Syria, dedicating himself to studying Christianity and growing in his spiritual journey. During his time in Syria, Salman found much that resonated with his inner quest for truth. The Christian teachings provided him with a sense of peace and fulfillment that he had not found in his previous faith. However, even as he grew in his new beliefs, Salman felt that there was still more to discover. He sensed that his journey was not yet complete. The monk who had taken Salman under his wing spoke of a prophet in Arabia who would restore the true faith. This prophecy ignited a new spark of determination within Salman. He believed that this prophet could be the key to finding the ultimate spiritual truth he had been seeking. With this new purpose in mind, Salman decided to continue his quest and set his sights on Arabia. Captured and enslaved. As Salman al Farsi continued his journey towards Arabia, seeking the prophesied prophet who would restore the true faith, his path took a cruel and unexpected turn. Traveling through unfamiliar lands, he was ambushed by a group of slave traders. These ruthless men saw the potential in his strong build and intelligent demeanor, and without regard for his quest or his dignity, they captured him and forced him into slavery. The journey as a captive was grueling. Bound and beaten, Salman was transported across harsh terrains, treated as nothing more than a commodity. Despite the dehumanizing conditions, Salman's spirit remained unbroken. His resolve to find the truth was as strong as ever. The physical pain and suffering could not extinguish the fire of his inner quest. Eventually, Salman was taken to a slave market in Medina, a bustling city in Arabia. Here, in the heart of a strange land, his fate took another turn. He was purchased by a man from the Banu Qurayza tribe. This man, though his master, treated Salman with a measure of kindness and respect that was rare in the slave trade. Living in Medina as a slave, Salman continued to perform his duties diligently. He toiled under the hot sun, working tirelessly for his new master. However, his heart and mind were ever occupied with thoughts of the prophet he had heard about during his time in Syria. The hope of meeting this prophet and finding the ultimate truth kept him going, even in the face of daily hardships. Salman had heard whispers among the people of Medina about a man named Muhammad, peace be upon him, who was gaining followers and preaching a new faith. The descriptions and stories aligned with the prophecy he had learned from the Christian monk in Syria. This gave him a renewed sense of purpose and hope. He began to believe that his arduous journey and all the suffering he had endured might finally lead him to the truth he sought. Every day, Salman looked for opportunities to learn more about this Muhammad, peace be upon him. He listened intently to conversations, paid close attention to news and events in the city, and waited for the right moment to approach and learn directly from the man who could be the fulfillment of his quest. Despite being a slave, Salman's intellectual curiosity and deep yearning for spiritual fulfillment drove him to seek out the truth. He remained hopeful that his trials were leading him toward a greater purpose. The thought of finally discovering the ultimate faith and finding peace for his restless soul was a powerful motivator that kept him moving forward, even in the darkest of times. In Medina, amidst his duties and the hardships of slavery, Salman continued his silent quest for truth, ever closer to the spiritual enlightenment he had sought for so long, meeting the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. In Medina, Salman al Farsi's persistent quest for truth eventually led him to a moment that would change his life forever. As whispers and stories about the prophet named Muhammad, peace be upon him, continued to circulate, Salman became increasingly determined to meet him. The hope that this man could be the prophesied messenger he had been seeking drove him to take a bold step. One day, Salman gathered a modest gift of dates and approached the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. His heart pounded with anticipation and hope. When he finally stood before the Prophet, he was struck by his serene and compassionate presence. Salman presented the dates and, with a mixture of humility and eagerness, began to share his story. He told the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, about his journey from Persia, his search for spiritual truth, and the many trials he had faced along the way. He spoke of the Christian monks in Syria who had pointed him towards Arabia, and the Prophet who would bring the true faith. The Prophet listened attentively, his expression one of understanding and empathy. Recognizing the sincerity in Salman's quest and the hardship he had endured, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, welcomed him warmly into the fold of Islam. He declared Salman a free man, releasing him from the bonds of slavery that had held him. This act of kindness and justice was a profound moment for Salman, who felt the weight of his long journey lift as he embraced the faith he had been seeking. Salman's conversion to Islam was a moment of immense significance. He found in the teachings of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the answers to the questions that had plagued his soul for so long. The truth he had sought with such determination was now within his grasp, bringing him a sense of peace and fulfillment he had never known before. As a member of the Muslim community, Salman quickly became known for his wisdom and insight. His diverse experiences and knowledge from his travels and studies proved invaluable. He shared his story with others, inspiring them with his unwavering dedication to the pursuit of truth. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, valued Salman's contributions and often sought his counsel. One of the most notable instances was during the Battle of the Trench. Drawing from his knowledge of Persian military strategies, Salman suggested digging a trench around Medina to defend against the approaching enemy forces. This innovative tactic was adopted and played a crucial role in the successful defense of the city. Through his close relationship with the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his active participation in the Muslim community, Salman found a profound sense of belonging and purpose. His journey, marked by trials and perseverance, had led him to the ultimate truth and a place where his contributions were valued and respected. Salman al Farsi's meeting with the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was not just the culmination of his personal quest for truth, but also the beginning of his significant role in the early Muslim community. His story is a testament to the power of unwavering faith and the relentless pursuit of spiritual fulfillment. Salman's conversion and contribution. After meeting the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and embracing Islam, Salman al Farsi found the spiritual fulfillment he had been seeking for so long. His conversion was a pivotal moment, marking the end of his arduous journey and the beginning of a new chapter in his life. As a Muslim, Salman was no longer just a seeker. He became an active and valued member of the growing Muslim community. Salman's diverse experiences and profound knowledge made him an invaluable asset to the early Muslim community. His understanding of different cultures and faiths, combined with his personal journey, gave him unique insights that were highly respected by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his companions. One of Salman's most significant contributions came during a critical time in the history of Islam. When the Muslim community in Medina faced the threat of an attack from a formidable alliance of tribes, Salman proposed an innovative defensive strategy that he had learned in Persia. He suggested digging a trench around Medina to protect the city from the advancing enemy forces. This idea of trench warfare was unfamiliar to the Arabs, but the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his companions recognized its potential and decided to implement it. Under Salman's guidance, the Muslims worked tirelessly to dig a deep trench around the city. The trench proved to be a highly effective defense, halting the enemy's advance and playing a crucial role in the Muslim victory during the Battle of the Trench. Salman's ingenuity and strategic thinking were not only instrumental in defending Medina, but also highlighted the importance of knowledge and experience in overcoming challenges. His contribution during this critical period showcased his dedication to the Muslim community and his unwavering support for the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Beyond his military contributions, Salman also played a vital role in spreading the teachings of Islam. He was known for his wisdom and humility, often sharing his story with others to inspire and guide them. His journey from Persia to Medina, marked by relentless seeking and perseverance, became a powerful testament to the transformative power of faith. Salman's story resonated deeply with many, demonstrating that the path to truth and spiritual fulfillment often involves great sacrifice and endurance. His life embodied the values of determination, resilience, and unwavering faith, serving as a beacon of inspiration for future generations of Muslims. In addition to his strategic and inspirational roles, Salman also contributed to the community's spiritual and intellectual growth. He was deeply respected for his knowledge of various faiths and his ability to bridge cultural gaps. This ability to understand and integrate different perspectives made him a key figure in the early development of Islamic thought and practice. Through his close relationship with the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his active participation in the Muslim community, Salman found a profound sense of belonging and purpose. He dedicated himself to serving the community, always striving to uphold the principles of justice, compassion, and truth that had guided his journey. Salman al Farsi's conversion to Islam and his subsequent contributions left an indelible mark on the early Muslim community. His life story is a testament to the power of faith and the importance of seeking truth with unwavering dedication. Salman's legacy continues to inspire Muslims around the world, reminding them of the transformative impact of a sincere and relentless quest for spiritual fulfillment. Reflection: Salman al Farsi's life journey is a remarkable testament to the relentless pursuit of truth and the transformative power of faith. Reflecting on his experiences, it becomes clear that his path was marked by immense hardship, perseverance, and ultimately profound spiritual fulfillment. From his early days in Persia, Salman felt a deep, insatiable yearning for a truth that transcended the fire worship rituals of his people. This inner restlessness drove him to leave behind the comforts and traditions of his homeland in search of something greater. His journey was not just a physical one, but a profound spiritual quest that took him across vast and diverse lands, each step bringing him closer to the truth he sought. In Syria, Salman's immersion in Christianity provided him with significant insights and a sense of peace that resonated deeply with his spiritual aspirations. Yet, even as he embraced this new faith, he felt that his journey was not yet complete. The prophecy of a forthcoming prophet in Arabia spurred him on, reinforcing his belief that his quest for ultimate truth was far from over. The capture and subsequent enslavement of Salman were perhaps the darkest chapters of his journey. Yet, even in the depths of slavery, his spirit remained unbroken. His unwavering belief that he was on The path to discovering the ultimate truth sustained him through the physical and emotional trials he faced. This period of his life is a powerful reminder that true faith often requires enduring significant hardships and maintaining hope in the face of adversity. Meeting the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in Medina was the culmination of Salman's long and arduous journey. This pivotal moment not only marked the end of his physical search, but also the beginning of his spiritual fulfillment. The Prophet's acknowledgement of Salman's quest and his subsequent release from slavery were acts of profound compassion and justice. They signified that Salman's relentless pursuit of truth had not been in vain. Salman's conversion to Islam and his contributions to the Muslim community are a testament to the impact one individual's journey can have on the broader narrative of faith. His strategic insight during the Battle of the Trench exemplifies how his diverse experiences enriched the Muslim community. His knowledge and wisdom were not just theoretical, but had practical, life-saving applications that underscored the value of his unique background. Reflecting on Salman's life, one sees a journey defined by an unyielding quest for truth and a deep commitment to faith. His story is a powerful narrative of resilience, demonstrating that the path to spiritual fulfillment is often fraught with trials. Yet, it is these very challenges that shape and strengthen one's faith. Salman's life serves as an enduring inspiration, reminding us that the search for truth is a noble endeavor, requiring patience, perseverance, and unwavering faith. His journey from Persia to the heart of the Islamic community in Medina illustrates the universal nature of the quest for spiritual fulfillment. It shows that true faith transcends cultural and geographical boundaries, uniting seekers in their pursuit of the divine. In conclusion, Salman al Farsi's life is a profound reflection on the power of faith and the relentless pursuit of truth. His story continues to inspire and guide countless individuals on their spiritual journeys, highlighting the importance of sincerity, dedication, and the unwavering quest for ultimate truth. Salman's legacy is a beacon of hope and a testament to the transformative power of a sincere and relentless quest for spiritual fulfillment. Closing, Salman al Farsi's story is a powerful testament to the unwavering pursuit of truth and the transformative power of faith. His journey, marked by immense hardship, perseverance, and ultimate spiritual fulfillment, serves as an enduring inspiration to all who seek deeper meaning in their lives. From his early years in Persia, driven by an insatiable yearning for a truth beyond the rituals of his homeland, to his travels through Syria and his experiences with Christianity, Salman demonstrated a relentless dedication to his quest. His capture and enslavement were severe trials, yet his spirit remained unbroken and his hope undiminished. These hardships only strengthened his resolve, highlighting the resilience and steadfastness required in the pursuit of true faith. Meeting the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in Medina was the pivotal moment in Salman's journey. This encounter not only marked the end of his long search, but also the beginning of his profound contributions to the early Muslim community. His innovative military strategy during the Battle of the Trench and his wisdom in bridging cultural gaps underscored his invaluable role. Salman's story is a powerful reminder that true faith often demands great sacrifice and endurance, but it also brings profound fulfillment and purpose. Reflecting on Salman al Farsi's life, we see a journey that transcends geographical and cultural boundaries. His unwavering quest for spiritual truth and his significant contributions to the Muslim community illustrate the universal nature of the search for meaning and the transformative impact of sincere faith. Salman's life is a beacon of hope, demonstrating that the path to spiritual fulfillment, though fraught with challenges, leads to ultimate truth and inner peace. Salman's legacy continues to inspire and guide countless individuals on their spiritual journeys. His story is a powerful narrative of resilience, faith, and the relentless pursuit of truth. It reminds us that the quest for spiritual fulfillment is a noble endeavor, requiring patience, perseverance, and an unwavering commitment to seeking what is right and true. Salman al Farsi's life exemplifies the profound journey of seeking and finding ultimate faith. His story is a testament to the transformative power of a sincere and relentless quest for spiritual fulfillment. As we reflect on his journey, may we be inspired to pursue our own quests for truth with the same dedication and unwavering faith that defined Salman al Farsi's remarkable life. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. If you enjoyed this video and found it interesting, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more content celebrating the Islamic heritage. Your support really helps spread these important stories and teachings. We hope that Allah brings peace, happiness, and success to you and your family.